Alright, so it's on recording right now. Okay, so that's what the packages look like. So a question is, what happens if you're not yet a paid member? Then you cannot buy any of these contracts. You can buy what we call retail mining contracts. That's something we won't talk about today. And in other words, they're not the kind of contracts you want. So, step one, become a $605 member. Now, the good news is for Philippines, we're running a promotional campaign where the price of membership, keep in mind it's a once in a lifetime membership. The price is not 605, the price is 405 US dollars. This is for a limited time only. So pay $405, purchase any of these mining contracts. How do you do that? You can use, the best part is you can use Bitcoins as well. Galaxias is our own coin. And these coins are available only through sales. So company once in a while runs a promotion where they give you Galaxias. They're as good as money because you can use them all across the company. So that's a very powerful statement. If your funds in your e-wallet or through a product voucher. So let's go and see what happens if you purchase a $500 mining contract using Bitcoin. So what you will see in a few seconds is the exact number of Bitcoins needed, what is the address where you have to pay Bitcoins. As you can see, pay with Bitcoins. If you have Bitcoins already, because I've been mining, I can add more Bitcoins to what I already have. And then add a total of zero point 0.5. So I could pay zero point 0.5 minus 0.01 and add more Bitcoins, and I'll be charged those many Bitcoins. So I can top up my Bitcoin wallet to pay for this, or I could just simply pay Bitcoins. Okay, that's one method of doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this. As you can see, the order was cancelled. We can use other payment methods as well. You could pay someone cash in the Philippines or elsewhere, and they could use their vouchers for you to join the business. Now let's look at the Dragon Mining dashboard. So this is a real summary of a $500 contract, $500 mining contract, where I was able to get 2,200 gigahash of speed, 50 bonus, an extra bonus of 24. My repurchases till today have been 2,500 gigahash, giving me a Bitcoin's worth zero point 0.6, approximately 395 US dollars. So 395 US dollars in repurchases. My total speed has gone up to 4,852 gigahash. So as you can see, I've more than doubled my speed. I've also withdrawn some Bitcoins, about zero point 0.2 Bitcoins, and the rest of the Bitcoins I compounded. I didn't withdraw them, I took the coins and I compounded. So what usually happens over here is very simple. You buy a mining contract, any package, it takes 12 days for the hardware to reach the mine, and from there on the mining starts for 3 years. Every day you get to see your coins and your speed that you purchase. every day. You can see mine. These are the speeds I purchase every day using the bitcoins that I get and their value in US dollars. So if I go on the last page, you'll see that I started on 9th of March, right? Started on 9th of March. And by the way, I could also go and change the gigahash to bitcoins. So instead of seeing how much speed I get, I see how many bitcoins I get. So I could do that as well. So I started in March, and what you see is, let me pull out a calculator. So what you see is zero point 0.2 bitcoins I've withdrawn. So let's say I withdrew them at $800, about $160 I've already withdrawn, and $395 worth of bitcoins have been compounded. So in about 9 months, I've already made 555 US dollars. Not bad at all. I still have over 2 years and 3 months to go. I could go to the settings and decide what percentage of bitcoins I want to withdraw every day. So let me show you that. I would also recommend you to have your own Bitcoin wallet so you can withdraw your Bitcoins into that wallet as well. My internet could be a bit slow, so that's taking a while over here. So just bear with me on that. So I could show you my settings. Well, the page is still loading. So it's very simple. From 35% up to 100% can be used over here for repurchasing. From 35% up to 100% of bitcoins that you get every day could be used for repurchasing. So it's very important to understand that. Now, I strongly recommend you, when you get started, to leave your settings at 100% because you saw what happened with my account. So made that much approximately in about 9 months. Passive income. We're not discussing network marketing. We're not discussing commissions. We're discussing the money that was made on a mining contract. It's also wrong to call these as investments because what you buy from the company is a mining contract, a hardware that is actually physically there in America, whose job is to get you bitcoins every day. So that's what you're looking at. That's my example. Now, if I didn't withdraw those zero point 0.2 bitcoins, this number would have been about $750 or maybe even $800. So see what's going on. The more you compound, the higher the repurchasing is, because the power of compounding is mind blowing. It is mind blowing. Okay. So that's pretty much about it. Of course, we also have other coins we mine, but I don't want to confuse things today. So I just wanted to share this with you now. How easy is it to withdraw these bitcoins that you get? Very simple. You go to withdraw right here, put the amount you want to withdraw. As you can see, I already have a Bitcoin wallet address, and click on withdraw. That's it. It's done. As simple as that. So let me pause and ask if you have any questions so far. Please let me know. Does anyone have any questions?
Hi, Tahir. Good afternoon.
Hi, Jerry. Good afternoon. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm here with Bing right now, my cousin. He has a question. Bing, meet
Sure.
Tahir.
Hi there.
Hi, Ben.
I'm Jelly's cousin. Yeah, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'd like to ask, the settings, do you do the settings on a daily basis? Or you set it once and you forget about it? Like, for example, in my case, I want to compound just daily. I just want to forget about it and just leave it as is, 100% compounding.
Right. So once you leave your settings at 100% compounding, you can just forget about it. You don't need to go every day and change it or put it at 100%. You will only need to go and change your settings if you want to remove it from 100% or change it to something else. For example, my settings right now are at 100%. So let's say if I want to put them at 50%, then only I need to go and change it. Otherwise, by default, it will be at 100% if you have left it at 100, and that's it. So you could change it after 1 year and just forget about it.
And what about the once you set it, like for example, 75%, you get the 25%, correct? Will the
Yes,
will the settings be immediately effective? You can
yes,
already withdraw.
within 24 hours in
I see.
the next day. Yes,
Okay, within 24 hours. Okay, that's what I wanted to ask. All right, thanks, Sayer.
you're most welcome, being over there. Now, Albert has a question. Where do you get a Bitcoin wallet? Good question, Albert. Have a look at my screen. There are multiple places where you can get a Bitcoin wallet from. One of them happens to be Zappo that you're looking at on my screen. You can get it from Blockchain Wallet. It's an app as well. Zappo is an app. The other question you asked is very interesting. How much does it cost? The answer is $0. Opening a Bitcoin wallet is absolutely free. As long as you have an email address, you can open a Bitcoin wallet. Exciting, isn't it? So once you have a Bitcoin wallet, for example, let's say you have a wallet with Zap, and you see that I've got 1.4 Bitcoins over here at $945 for one coin, you'll see a lot of transactions. So all I need to do is, you see my personal wallet right over here. I can click over here, copy paste this very long digit of alphabets and numbers, 3J all the way to WB, these, and put this in my Skill Dragon back office. So every time or whenever I need to withdraw the money, I could withdraw it into this Bitcoin wallet called Zappo. I can also use the QR code and withdraw the money into this Bitcoin wallet. Right? Remember you saw these settings over here. Let me go back to Bitcoin back office. Right? Over here when I go in settings, I've got this number over here. So that's my Bitcoin wallet. Yeah. And how do you get it? Just go to Zappo blockchain.info and get it for free, right? Now, why do I like Zappo? The advantage I get in Zappo is I have my Visa debit card. So every time I put money into this Bitcoin wallet over here, it automatically loads into my Visa debit card, which means if I want to spend, withdraw, I could do that using this debit card that you see on your left. As you can see over here, I've done lots and lots of transactions using my debit card. I was in Las Vegas a few days back. I used my Bitcoins over there. I purchased tickets from Delta Airlines and other airlines. I was staying in hotels in America. I was using Bitcoins. And the list goes on and on. My best experience was again staying in a hotel over there, McDonald's, Starbucks, Best Western at Hollywood, Cheesecake Factory in Beverly Hills, and you name it. So it's very exciting to see all these. Again, Agoda Hotel Resort over there. So all of these are Bitcoins, as you see, and I'll open one of these transactions and show you in detail. I had a buffet as well. So, and the list goes on. I want to show you, so that's American Airline while I was traveling. Expedia. I'm going on and on. I've sent Bitcoins to people across the planet. Now here's one of my best transactions. Qatar Airways. I traveled business class from Kuala Lumpur to Los Angeles. I want to show you this transaction. 3.27 Bitcoins. This is in Pakistan rupees to a dollar. Very good exchange rate. They charge you a small fee called foreign exchange fee, which is there, total charged in Bitcoins via Qatar Airways. So that's very powerful. So my ticket was about $730 times 3. And there you go. So at this point, I've purchased Delta Airlines, American Airlines, Thai Airways, Qatar Airways using Bitcoin. I've used this card online on Google, Agoda, many other websites, and it's as good. It's actually better than cash because it gives you the flexibility of doing whatever you want to do with this, and that's priceless. So you set up your wallet for free. You mine Bitcoins from your hard-earned money by coming into these packages, and you earn a passive income for 3 years or more. Now, here's the other point. When we say that the contract is valid for 3 years, it doesn't mean that after 3 years, everything shuts down, okay? So let me show you an example of that. So let's say I came into this mining contract. I came into this mining contract on 9th of March, I think. Hold on, let me check. On 9th of March, and I got 2,200 gigahash. So if you don't understand gigahash, no problem. We can change this to Bitcoins. Okay? So let's change it to Bitcoins. Then let's go on my day one. So on 9th of March, I mined 0.00267380 worth of Bitcoins. And I said, for these Bitcoins, I want to withdraw. Now that's a bad idea. You don't want to withdraw in 48 hours. Why did I do that? I wanted to check if this is for real. That's the reason I did the withdrawal. And boy, was it real. I not only withdraw it, but I also spend it to see if it's real. Okay? So I've done all that for you. And then I left it to withdraw every day. So what I was saying is, the speed I bought on 9th March is the speed that expires 3 years from now. The speed I buy on 10th March expires 3 years from 10th March. So 11th March and 12th March and 13th March and so on and so forth, right? So that's what it means. The speed expires. So you'd still be mining after 3 years, and if you have compounded, you have nothing to worry. If you haven't compounded, then your speed will start decreasing. Okay? So that's what it means. So you're still mining even after 3 years. So that's very important to understand. Albert has another question. It says, can overseas people get a debit card from Zappo as well? The answer, Albert, is yes. As long as you have a bank statement or a utility bill with your address on it and your name on it, you can get a Zappo card. In fact, you can get a Zappo card even without having a utility bill, except that the limits on the card will be less. So that's the answer to that question. Any other questions? Especially to do with
Yes,
my
question. Yes, question, Tahir.
shoot.
Right here.
Hi.
Um, Now, my question would be, which is more advisable? I want to invest in Bitcoin, so I want to buy a Bitcoin already. But
Right.
um, is it what's better? Invest in a mining pool like Dragon Mine, or buy Bitcoin directly?
Excellent question, and I'm so happy you asked this question. Now, here's the answer. Let's say I have $10,000 with me, and the price of Bitcoin is $1,000. Okay, let's say. So I bought in a few coins for $10,000. In fact, I'll tell you exactly how many coins we would get. So $10,000. Let's say I'm putting in $10,000 and the price of Bitcoin is $1,000. I bought 10 Bitcoins. Okay. Now, because I bought 10 Bitcoins and I'm not mining them, so I have to be very careful when I want to sell them, right? Because presuming the price increases and I sell them, then I make a return. So let's say a year and a half from now, the price goes to $2,000 for a Bitcoin, and I sell my 10 coins. On $10,000 times $2,000, I've made, 10 coins times $2,000, I've made $20,000. So I've made a profit of $10,000. Okay, so that's one way. That's the only way actually how you're going to make money with Bitcoins, if you buy and keep, if you don't mine. Now, what happens when you actually mine the Bitcoin? Okay, I'm going to show you a slide, very important. So after 1 year of your $500 Bitcoin mining contract asset, 365 days, this is in US dollars. It's $1,613. That's US dollars once again. So your $500 contract has now got you a speed of $1,613. And that's 1 year. So you have not doubled, but you have tripled your speed. Now, this is not confirmed, this is not fixed. Please understand that. Bitcoin mining numbers are not fixed. These are approximations because you're mining just like everyone else around the world. So these numbers are based on certain actual figures from the history. So that's what you're looking at on the screen right now. So, and that's just 1 year. So I would rather take $10,000 and buy a mining contract to know that my $10,000 probably would have given me $30,000, $33,000 worth of gigahash speed in 1 year, and then start withdrawing Bitcoins in my 13th month, cover my capital back worth $10,000, and I'll have enough bitcoins coming in every day to cover my capital back. And then once I've got my capital back, I'll have enough bitcoins to even get my profit out of it. And after I've taken my profit, I'll still be mining bitcoins enough to make a lot more because I still have 2 more years to go. So I would mine Bitcoin rather than buy them, because in buying I've got two things to worry about. One, what if the price goes down? What if I bought at a high expensive price? I won't make as much profit as I should. Two, what happens if I sell them after 1 year? Fine, I've made 100% profit in 1.5 years, but what after that? After that, I'll have to buy bitcoins at the market price again, keep them for a year, year and a half, and then sell them again with the same risk. What if the price goes down? Here, you don't have to worry about the price. Whether the price goes up or down, you're mining. You see, this gentleman shows you that they are mining 100%. So for 1 year, that's a lot of money. And then you change your settings at 35. So now you're withdrawing 65% because you have a lot of gigahash. So you start withdrawing the money in the form of bitcoins. So I hope that answers that question.
Tahir, that was
Yes,
very clear. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much.
you're most welcome. Albert has another question. Excuse me. Does the Bitcoin wallet exist on a device you own or in the cloud? Excellent question, Albert. Bitcoin with Dragon Mine is a hardware that you have purchased from the company. All right? Now, that hardware is put into a pool of other Bitcoin miners to maximize the efficiency of the place, the rental of the place, the electricity speed, and all of that to make sure that you get the highest returns. I hope that answers that question, Albert. Now, while I just answered Albert's question, I also want you to look at something else, which
Tahir,
was,
sorry to interrupt you.
yes, Jelly?
With regards to is it a follow-up question from
Yes, just a follow-up because you said you withdraw at 35%. You withdraw the settings. You change the settings because you want to withdraw. Now, like for example, in this case, you mentioned that you earned in your example. You said that you placed your $10,000 back and mined it, correct?
Right,
So right, so um, and you've already made money on the 13th month. You withdraw, correct?
right.
Now, my question is, how much would you put back into, like for example, to cover your original capital?
Well, what
How
I
much?
would do, what I would do, Bing, is I would put the settings at 35% and let it run every day. So I'm now getting bitcoins. I'm not compounding anymore after 1 year. So, and I'm going to leave it there and start withdrawing bitcoins, as many bitcoins that I can, because that's the maximum you can go. And as soon as I've covered my $10,000 worth of bitcoins, now do note in a year the price would have appreciated as well. So you'll be able to cover your bitcoins a lot faster in terms of the value of $10,000, right? And the moment you've covered the value, it's up to you. But hold on to that thought for a minute. Let me show you something else, okay? And I'll come back and see if I've answered that question. I just showed you on a $500 contract, if you leave your mining, you could potentially be mining $1,613 at 100%. Okay? Now, the
Mm-hmm.
next day, right the next day, the 366th day, I leave my settings at 35%. So now what I'm doing is I'm withdrawing as many coins as I can. Okay? And let's say I leave it at 35% for the next 1 year. Watch what happens. The 35%, now that means I'm withdrawing a lot of Bitcoins every day. That 35% compounding plus the original compounding has still made my contract value go up to $2,474 in spite of the fact that I was withdrawing Bitcoins every day for the second year. It's still appreciating, and that's the power of compounding. I would like you all to understand. Now, hold on and look at this Bitcoin reward. In a $500 package, I would have withdrawn $1,594 in 1 year. So if you're confused, let me give you a summary. First year, 100% compounding, you did not withdraw anything. Second year, you withdraw as much as you can, which is 65% every day for the second year. The result, your total mining value is 2,474. Your reward, which means the bitcoins that you've withdrawn, are worth 1,594. Now keep in mind this is presuming the Bitcoin price doesn't change, which we know it changes, but this is presuming it doesn't change. So that's your Bitcoin rewards. On a $10,000 contract, what's happening is that you've withdrawn about $25,000 and you still have a speed which is crazy mind blowing. Hope that makes sense. And here is your third year. In your third year, on a $500 contract, you would have got $3,782 worth of mining speed. Keep in mind, you're still withdrawing 35% every day, second year, and every day, third year. You would have withdrawn over $4,000 worth of Bitcoins
35%.
in 2 years on a $500 contract. Now, this is all passive. Now you realize how big mining is. So that should answer your question that why we shouldn't buy
Yeah,
and just keep Bitcoins.
yeah, yeah. That's that's a lot.
Yes,
That's
it is.
yeah. And since I'm already thinking of like leaving it there, but you just showed me that even if I withdraw, I can still earn this much. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
a
Wow.
pretty decent projection there. So the key is do not start withdrawing on day one. I know you'd be
Yeah.
excited. I'm not talking to you, Bing. I'm
Yep.
talking to everyone else in this room. And leave it there. Now, if you feel you're not sure this is for real, maybe for a week, take out some Bitcoins and show it to your friends. Use it, spend it. But otherwise, just leave it there.
I'll do that most probably. Yes.
Yeah. So
Now,
that's
I'm sorry to you. Sorry to you. I have a lot of questions. I'm so interested in this.
all right.
Now, I can always add another contract. Is that correct? Buy another
That's correct.
contract?
Yes, you can add as many contracts you want, presuming let's say someone doesn't have $10,000, they want to start with $5,000 or $1,000, so they can add that, and then they can always add more contracts. It would be a separate mining contract, but it will add up to your existing contracts under the same back office. You can see all of that.
Galing.
Mm,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. That's nice.
Good.
Again, thanks, Tahir. You answered my question. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Any more questions from our team over here? Okay, Albert asks, does the Bitcoin wallet exist on a device you own or in the cloud? I think I've already answered that question. Well, I think I did answer that question. I answered something else. the Bitcoin wallet exists on your device. I thought you were asking about the Bitcoin mining hardware. That's what I answered. But the Bitcoin wallet exists on a device on your laptop, as you just saw on my laptop. If I have the app, it's synchronized and it's on my handheld phone or my tablet. The key is you should know your password, and sometimes as a second factor security, if you have a lot of bitcoins there, you want Google second factor authentication to be sure that, God forbid, if your device is stolen or your laptop is stolen, you just don't lose all your bitcoins. So that's the answer
You
to
mean,
that question, Albert.
Wait, Tahir. Tahir.
so if you lose your device, you lose your Bitcoin.
If you lose your device, you don't lose your bitcoins. There is a recovery phase
Also,
that you can
Tahir?
use to recover. But if you don't remember your recovery phase, then yes, you lose your bitcoins.
Uh-huh. So password. There's this guy who is called Four Fingers, correct? Shrem. The initial guys with Bitcoin. He got
Yeah.
his password in a ring, and the guys told him that the robber or somebody might just cut off his fingers. That's why it's called Four Fingers.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been researching on this. It's funny. Yeah, people how they keep their passwords.
That's right. That's true.
really,
And
That's
well, he didn't hear about Google's second factor authentication. That would have been a lot easier.
investment or in the cloud. Tahir, my question, how is this related with the cloud mining stuff?
Right. Now, what is a cloud mining? A cloud mining is basically a place where people can mine as a team. Now, keep in mind that we do cloud mining as well, but at the same time, we also provide you with your own hardware. So that's the difference. So, a cloud mining is a pool of investors pulling into mine. For example, if we had to mine at the speed we mine right now with a different mining company, it would be very hard to get the speeds that we get. I know this because I've been mining with BitClub Network for over 2 years, and there's no comparison between Dragon Mine, our mine, and BitClub Network. And one of the reasons is that we have negotiated, we is Dragon Mine and Skill Dragon and Lifestyle Galaxy group of companies, we had negotiated with the biggest miners in the world to include us into their mining pool. Now, these miners don't mine $500. These miners mine from a couple of $100,000 to a couple of $1 million. So we were fortunate enough, thanks to our founder and our CEO, we were able to get that deal. That's one of the reasons why at a $500 contract as well, apart from all the other bigger contracts, you get some absolutely amazing speed that I've never seen under any company till today.
Thank you, Tahir.
thanks, Tahir.
My pleasure. Sylvia has a question. Is it necessary to keep your bitcoins in a blockchain wallet and then transfer to a Zappo wallet when needed to be safe? The answer is no. You don't need two different wallets to be safe. A, Another question would be, is blockchain safer than a Zappo wallet? Probably yes, because blockchain is a blockchain. There's nothing that beats it. Zappo has its coin on its server. Keep in mind, they are very, very safe. But if I had to compare Zappo with blockchain, I would want to keep my bitcoins in blockchain if the amount of bitcoins is a lot. If it's just $100 or $500 or $1,000, I wouldn't bother. But if it's $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, yes, I wouldn't mind keeping it in the blockchain wallet. For those of you who don't know what blockchain is another wallet. Let me see if I can pull out their website for, for you to see, which you can have. So something like
Tahir,
that. Yes, Jelly.
Tahir, before you, yeah, while you are exploring, please mind that Albert has a pending question as well. That's all.
Thank you, Jelly. Thank you for letting me know. I might have skipped it out. So coming back to Sylvia's question, this is a blockchain wallet. You can download the wallet. It has an app. So if you have 4,000 bitcoins, sure, put it there. But if it's just a few bitcoins, then leave it in Zappo. It's all right. And uh, I think there's nothing more there. But just to keep life simple, keep it in Zappo for now. Once it reaches that stage where it's a couple of $1,000s, we'll absolutely have more conversations, and we can then decide accordingly. So that's the answer there. Let's go back to Albert's question. Does the Bitcoin wallet exist on a device you own or in the cloud? I think I did answer that question already. Albert has a question. How do you recover your wallet if your hard drive crashes? If your hard drive crashes or it gets stolen, the process is the same. You will be provided with a recovery password or a Google second factor authentication. It's up to you. So what I'm doing is I've got a recovery password, God forbid if something happens, but do keep in mind I've got my laptop and my smartphone both having my Zappo wallet. So for me, both will have to be stolen at the same time and or crashed. But with Zappo, there's another security. If they see a different IP address logging in, they'll send you an SMS. So you need to put in that PIN code to confirm. Plus, there's also a login password if you withdraw bitcoins after a certain amount. So you've got quite a few security measures in place if it's stolen or crashed. Recovery phase, Google second factor authentication are the most well known. Recovery phase means you go to literally any website on any laptop or computer or smartphone. As long as you know the recovery phase, you will be able to get your bitcoins back. So that's what it means. So I hope I answered that question, Albert, for you. Another blockchain that I use, I don't use it a lot, but I've used it a bit for cash withdrawals, is CryptoPay. They also provide you with a debit card. Their transaction fees are a bit higher, but you can put your Bitcoin in euro, British pound, or in US dollars, or in your plastic card. Up to you. So that's something else I have, just so you know. So, any other questions? No, everyone is good. Well, if none of you have questions, one thing I do want to talk about. Okay, Albert has a question. There's one thing I do want to talk about is the network marketing side of the business. Like, you don't have to do it, but I want you to understand something. But before I do that, let's go to Albert. Albert needs a clarification. You only need one wallet that is accessible through multiple devices, say laptop and mobile. Albert, the answer is yes. But at the same time, I usually wouldn't put all my bitcoins in one wallet.
In
I've
one.
just shown you two wallets, one with Zappo one with crypto pay. Two different companies. Both of them provide Visa debit cards, so that's a blessing. And I also have another wallet of mine with blockchain. So I don't put a lot of coins everywhere, but just on a safer side. So, for example, if you had $1 million, you wouldn't want to leave that money in one bank. I would always put it in two or three different banks, just on a safer side. So that's what I do. I leverage my wallets. Why? They're free to open. I use one for my kitchen expenses, one for storing, and one just for savings. Let's call it that. Okay. So I hope that answers the question.
Mm.
All right. So
Tahir?
yes, Jelly.
Yeah, we are, I am personally with being to watch how we can monetize on the other potential income doing the network marketing side of building Dragon Mine.
Absolutely, Jelly, and that is what has really got me very, very excited. And I'll tell you why. Let me first tell you what the income plan is. The income plan says that if you register someone in a $605 package, the company will give you $150 in direct bonus commission because you did a sale. Okay, very straightforward. Now here's where it gets exciting. During the current promotional offer, where in Philippines and even in Pakistan, people could register in a $405 package, the direct bonus payout is still 150 US dollars. That's exciting. So take full advantage of this promotional offer. Now, a membership package is different than a mining contract. We already established that when we started. So apart from that, you also have your binary tree where you get paid on group sales volume. On a $400 contract, you get 200 points into the binary. Once we have the $600 contract, you will get 450 points into the binary, more than double. So that's very generous of the company as well. So at that point, let me explain you how a binary works in words. Imagine you doing group sales volume, not your personal sales, but group sales volume, and you had 670 people registered. Doesn't matter what mining contract they bought. If 670 people registered as wholesale miners who are paid members of the Skill Dragon Club, on your weak leg in binary you have two lines. On your weak leg, on your slower line, I'll repeat, you have 670 people registered on your slower line in a binary, team sales, not your personal sales. You walk away with 50,000 US dollars, a bit more than that. That's where binary gets very exciting. You don't have to wait that long. When you do two or more signups on your income leg or your weak leg, you walk away right now with $50. On three signups on your income leg or weak leg, you walk away with $100, so on and so forth. Again, if you didn't understand these numbers, don't worry. What you need to understand is that every time you refer someone, you get paid. Every time they refer someone else, you get paid as well. So that's interesting. We also have something else called as matching bonus. We won't get into it right now. We do that in our training sessions, which means every time you refer someone and they make money from the network marketing side of the business, you get a percentage of that income if you are qualified. Just that. So that's good royalty coming in.
Tahir?
Yes, Jolly?
Tahir, just to what is this that we have in the Dragon Mine? Like when a miner came up or reached a certain X amount of Bitcoin, we have these points coming into our binary tree.
Jelly, I heard points coming into your binary tree, but I didn't lose. Yes. So you're talking about, do you get any points in binary from a mining contract? Correct?
Yes, yes. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. Let me answer that. Okay. I'll answer that using a PowerPoint slide right over here. Give me a minute. You should be able to look at it. You should be seeing the slide right now. Okay. Now, your mining asset on a $500 contract is $3,782. So $3,782. The company says on compounding, so let's remove the capital, which was 500. That's your compounding. On your compounding, in your team, doesn't matter whether it's your direct or someone else in your team, will pay you 2% of that. So in this case, you've earned an additional 65 points from this one person who registered 3 years ago. So in 3 years, you've made about 65 points from this person. This is the smallest package. Now, could you imagine if you have 1,000 people doing that? That's some very serious points. Now, keep in mind, these are residual points that are coming to you in the form of 2 points each time. Otherwise, it gets too messy with digits and all that. So the company says when people in your team compound, and they have to compound at least 35%, if they compound, you get 2% of that in the form of points in your binary, which I'd like to show you. So give me a minute. Let's go to the binary. Let's go to CV history.
Tahir,
CV,
where you are looking at? Tahir?
yes, Shelly, go ahead.
Tahir, can you hear me?
I can.
Is it confirmed that from 2% the company increases to 4%? I'm not so sure if it's working.
No,
From 2 to 4%.
the company doesn't increase from 2 to 4%, but what happens, Jelly, is when you compound, the volume increases automatically. So the 2% looks a lot bigger. That's what happens.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So you're welcome. Let me show you that in my CV as well, so you get an idea. So hold on. And why is that so exciting? I'll come back to that in a second. Let me show you the CV first. So you should be looking at my screen right now or anytime right now. And these are people in my network from whom I'm getting two CVs. Can you see that? Two CVs. Now, some of them are doing Ethereum mining as well. We'll talk about that at some other time. But some of them are doing Bitcoin mining, right? Majority of them are doing Bitcoin mining. So if I search for 2CV, you will realize that I have quite a lot of 2CVs right there. Quite a lot, a good 200 transactions over here would be 2CVs. Yep. So this too can come a lot faster, or this too can become 4 or 6 or 8 or 10 eventually. For example, look at this person here, Sai Crystal. On him, I'm getting 3, not 2. You see that in a day, which means his mining contract, his compounding is very good, right? And this becomes your residual income. So that's a very important point. Now imagine you do a sale, or your team does a sale once, and you get your team commission, your binary points, but you also get a percentage of their profits every day for 3 years. Now that's mind blowing. That's mind blowing. So you're not just building a one time team with sales, but you're actually building an asset of income for yourself over a period of 3 years. One of the challenges we saw with a lot of network marketing companies, why people mostly hate network marketing, is they can't go out and do sales. They hate it. What's the advantage over here? The advantage over here is that every single person makes money. That's right. Every single person you bring into the business is going to make money, whether or not they do the sales. If they do the sales, fantastic. They can make extra money. Even if they don't do the sales, I just showed you the slides. By the way, if you need those slides, I'll give you a Dropbox link right over here. Feel free to download them. These were originally designed for South Africa, but we're using them till we get better slides. So that's powerful. That's really powerful. For network marketers, if I could tell them that 20% of the people in your team make money, 80% do not. What if 100% people in your team could make money? That's mind blowing. That's something that no one on the planet promises with Bitcoin mining, with the kind of rewards we get with Bitcoin mining. There are a few other companies that do mining, but they're nowhere close to what we offer, both in terms of opportunity and in terms of the mining reward for the end user. And that is what makes this opportunity priceless. So I thought you should know that.
Tahir, next,
Nice.
Tahir, next question is, how about the monthly? Do we pay the monthly maintenance or monthly subscription as being dragon miners? Dragon miners. I call it dragon miners.
Dragon miners is a good term there, Jelly, and that's another good question. And the answer is yes. Now, if you're only mining and not building the business, then you do not need to pay anything. So, for passive investors, they don't need to worry. But if you're earning an income from the network marketing opportunity, commissions, right? And if you make more than $100 in a month, you have to pay $30 for upkeep, maintenance, and cost for the back office, the videos, marketing slides, all of that stuff. Now, these 30 points that are auto deducted from your income, again, you're not paying it from your pocket, that are auto deducted from your income, further gives you 30 points in your binary again. So I hope that answers that question.
Yes, very clear, Tahir. Thank you.
Wonderful. You're most welcome. Any more questions before we wrap up this webinar? I think it's been a great one. No more questions coming in. So, well, I've got one from Sylvia. So for $150 direct bonus, net commission is no, Sylvia. That's wrong. For a 150 direct bonus, the commission is 150. It's not 120. It will be 120 if all
After.
you did in that month was a $150 income, right? The company doesn't charge you on every sale $30. The company charges you on every $100 or more in a month $30. So if you signed up 20 people, you need some very serious money, and you've only paid $30 once. I hope that answers that question.
Wala, wala.
Wala.
You're welcome.
If it's like, no, pero less
Any
than
more
100.
questions?
Pagpasok mo doon sa registration sa Dragon Mine, automatic ka na.
Ikaw meron ka.
Automatic na sa sa
Bakit kita kita?
hindi sa
Oo, sa team.
network marketing.
Oo.
Automatic na yun. Pwede na ako mag-network
Oo,
marketing.
magkakaroon ka ng mga ganyan, mga
Oh,
sites. Magkakaroon ka ng 3.
oh.
Magkakaroon ka ng...
No, no. We're unmuted.
Ay, sorry. Sorry, we are unmuted. Sorry.
No, it's all right. No, it's all right. Do we have any more questions before we wrap up?
Bing said he will just ask question if something will come up. for now, he's satisfied. I hope you are satisfied. Thank you, Tahir.
Thanks, Tahir. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
My
I
pleasure.
see
Uh,
Albert's got a question.
Albert.
I'd like each one of you, Jelly, I'm going to mute you there for a while, so just let me know, I'll unmute you. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask everyone in this group a question because I'm all about taking action, right? So I'm going to create a WhatsApp group of only dragon miners starting today. So what I would recommend to every one of you is start mining as soon as possible. Everyday mine is an income for you. Everyday mining compounded is a fortune for you. I'll repeat that. Everyday mine is an income for you. You don't want to miss that every day, passive income. Everyday mine and compounded is a fortune for you because if you started 30 days ago, if you started like me in March or April or May or June last year, you would be pretty amazed that by now you would have broken even, withdrawn some bitcoins, and now you're all set to make your net profit, as you saw in some slides. So I would strongly urge everyone in this network to get started with your mining contract, figure out in Philippines who provides bitcoins, get bitcoins from them so the money doesn't even have to leave the country and get started. It's very important. And only the miners will be added to this WhatsApp group. So a question is, if you are a paid member, are you in the group? No. Even if you're a paid member and you're not mining, you won't be in this group. It would be a brand new group. And I'll be starting this within the next 24 to 48 hours. So, because I really want the team to take action, okay? Jelly says, okay, Albert says, what happens if you miss the monthly maintenance? You cannot miss a monthly maintenance because you don't have that option. See, the deal is if you earned over $100 in a month, $30 will be deducted, which also means if you did not earn more than $100 in a month, nothing will be deducted. So that way you don't have to worry. The system does it on its own. So I hope, Albert, that answers that question. All right, so thank you everyone for being on this webinar, and I look forward to working with you with this. It's the best mining opportunity on the planet with the best coin, with the biggest coin that we have on the planet as well. $30 that the company deducts, Albert, is on every $100 that you make from commissions, from networking, not from the mining. Nothing is deducted from the mining, just so you know, okay? Wonderful. So thank you very much for joining us in this. I look forward to each and every one of you taking action to a better life for yourself and for the lives of the people you love and care the most. God bless you all. Have a rocking 2017 and see you with us very soon. Bye for now.